Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the Amelie Moran podcast. Today, I'm joined with Grace again. You might recognise her from episode 4. We're going to be talking about Australia versus UK today. Lots of comparison, which I'm quite excited about. But firstly, how was your week? What's been going on?
Hi everyone, I'm Grace. I've had a bit of a boring week. It's just been lots of working, but today is 25 degrees and I've just got the day off and I've stacked up 2 sample sales to go to. So yeah.
Oh, very nice. Fine, to be honest, same. Felt like quite boring.
Yeah.
Just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Just like catching up on stuff. We are also about to lose all of our furniture because obviously who we're subletting off is coming back, getting her stuff, and then we get to move our stuff in. So it's been a lot of IKEA. A lot of people, like my sisters will message me being like, how's the sofa hunting going? And I'm like, oh, it's so adult. Like, no, it's fine. Like, that's what my life's come to.
Have you been going on Marketplace?
Yeah, we got our bed from Marketplace.
Oh, so good.
And the woman was so kind. She put all the screws where they're supposed to be. She like sellotaped them all to the screw hole and was like, this is the panel for the back of the bed, this screw goes here. And I was like, oh my God, you queen. Like, you've...
Thank you.
And it's all still like that because she sellotaped it all. I was like, love that. Also, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, because they're living under a rock and didn't watch episode 4,
just just know who I am.
Give us a brief of, you obviously lived in the UK, you moved to Australia. Why are we doing Australia versus UK? What's the relevance?
So yeah, I was born and childhood raised in London. We went to the same primary school and then I moved here when I was 11 because my dad's Australian and we just did a whole life swap and we reunited.
We reunited. Okay, so I thought we could start with a quick fire round just to like get to know where you're at in terms of Australia versus UK.
I will preface that I very much center myself between the two.
This is why I wanted to do this.
Yes. I have spent all of my childhood there and all of like my adulthood here.
Yes.
But I would very much say, I would say I'm more English, but I appear more Australian. But let's just say I'm bang down the middle.
Okay, that's why I wanted to do this with you. Okay, barbecue or Sunday roast?
Sunday roast. Every Sunday still, since I've moved.
Pub or beach? That's quite a hard one.
That is a hard one.
Depends on the occasion, doesn't it?
Depends on the beach.
Depends on the pub.
Yeah. Both.
Okay, both.
Pub on the beach.
Pub on the beach. Tea versus coffee?
Oh, coffee.
Really? Well, I don't know why I'm saying that. I drink both.
Yeah, I drink both.
Yeah.
Like, I drink like a wild amount of both.
But yeah, because I feel like every time I've come to your house, tea. Like every 5 minutes, who wants tea? Everyone's having tea.
Yeah. But if I had the option of when I wake up in the morning, it's a coffee, then a tea.
Yeah. Flip-flops or sandals or trainers?
This is funny because on my way here, this is it's 25 degrees today. And this is the first time I've put sandals on in a while. And I was like, these feel so weird. I was like, I can't run. They're like not really attached to your feet. Like I'm not tied in. So now we're like getting out of the colder months. I'm going to say I'm trainers.
Fine. AFL or soccer?
Oh, soccer.
For those who don't know, soccer is English football. To me, that's football, but AFL in Australia is
soccer
football.
10 times over and again.
Now we're going to talk about slang because I have noticed since moving so much different slang to the point where I don't understand what people are saying. The first one is good day or hello, higher. I didn't know that higher is like not a thing. Americans and Australians don't know what higher is.
I used to say higher so much in school.
I say higher all the time. I used to work
People don't say it.
No, I used to work at this pub in the UK and we had an Australian girl doing what Sam and I are doing, but in the UK. And I would say hiya to all the customers that came in and she would like, not take the piss nastily, but she'd be like, what is hiya? What does that even mean? And I say it to people at work and they'll be like, what is that? I don't understand. But I
went through a huge phase of saying that and then I just kind of dropped it. No, I think that is.
Do people know what I'm saying?
No, but then the more I think about it, people don't really say it.
No, because I saw a TikTok on it. That's why I like wanted to ask you because I'm like, I didn't know that higher is such a, what are you saying?
No.
It's like such a British thing.
I haven't really thought about it. G'day, I would never say. It just doesn't even come. G'day.
Well, I can't say
G'day,
g'day.
mate.
Sounds so
Dad
British.
says it, I feel
Yeah,
like
but
a bit.
he's Australian.
But Dad kind of like loves his Australianness, so he like would never say that, but likes to say it.
Yeah.
Like when Dad goes back to London, he's like so Australian. He's like, "Oh, g'day." Like, what?
But no, I could never get away with g'day. G'day, Grace. It just doesn't work.
No, it's just a bit cringe.
Also, I've noticed that everybody, I don't know if it's a Melbourne thing or like Australia in general, but everybody shortens everything.
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
So
it's
Arvo
so annoying.
is afternoon. And when I first heard that, I was like, what the And when I worked on the weekend, someone said devoed instead of devastated. And I was like,
No, like my housemates will get frozen yogurt, which is called yochi, and they'll go, let's go get some yoch. I'm like, is the full word that long? Like frozen yogurt down to yochi, and they're like yoch. Or like think about like, Sauvignon Blanc, like the wine.
Yes.
They'll be like, let's get a Savvy B. What the fuck?
Yes, I hear that at work.
Yes.
Can I just get a Savvy B? I'm like, thank God I know what that is.
Yes. Or like say anything, laptop, lappy.
No.
Yes. Like everything
Lappy.
is abbreviated.
Can you pass me my
Or-
lappy? It just sounds awful in my accent.
No.
Like, I just don't think I could get away with it.
I'm kind of trying to think of it.
Oh, can you come over in the Arvo?
Yes.
No,
No, but like it's
afternoon.
too abbreviated. Like
Yes.
I'm like, just finish the fucking word.
You would never, if you said that in the UK, they would take the piss out of you.
Everything is abbreviated to the point that I'm like,
What are you
did
saying?
you actually need to shorten that word? No, it's wild. It is so true though.
Yeah, but is it a Melbourne thing or is it like an Australian thing?
I think it's an Australian thing.
Oh, fair. It really baffles me. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. And then the other thing is lollies versus sweets.
Yeah.
To me, when I was at work the other day, a woman came up to me and was like, do you want a lolly? And I was like, oh my God, I'd love a lolly. Thinking she either meant ice lolly or like a Chupa Chup lolly.
Yeah.
She handed me Haribos. And I was like, sorry, what did you call this? She was like, yeah, it's lollies. I was like, these are sweets. She was like, what is sweets? I was like, oh.
I found that so weird when I first moved here, and it's like, yeah, I guess people do say it different. Like Americans like candy.
Oh, that's so true. I
Yeah.
don't even thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Candy.
Mum still says
Lollies.
sweets, but I say lollies.
But when you say lollies, does it include chocolate, like sweets? What is lollies?
No.
Like if I was like, I'm going to the shops, do you want any lollies? What does that mean?
Like gummies.
Oh, like
squishy
Haribos?
ones, yes. Or like Sour Patch
Oh.
Kids. But I think you would say chocolate for like...
Actual chocolate.
I also don't know if you would call like a hard-boiled lolly. Who's
So what,
having a
hard-boiled-
hard-boiled sweet? All right, anyway.
I was like, do you eat them a lot?
My nana.
We've got some insight into Australian life.
My nana always has hard-boiled
I
sweets
used to
in
have
the
them as
car.
a kid from my grandparents all the
Yeah.
time. It was the caramel ones. I don't
Maybe
know if you
because
know
like
them.
squishy ones would get stuck in their teeth. Their whole teeth would come out. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, next one. Sam heard this. I've not heard this. Australians say easy instead of yeah, of course. Like Sam went to an AFL watch
Yeah.
party, and he was like, "Oh my God, like the stadium's so big." And instead of being like, "Yeah, I know, it's crazy" or whatever, they just went, "Yeah, easy." And Sam was like, "I don't understand what
know, I
that
don't think
means." Is that not a thing? Is that maybe like a friendship group thing?
No, I think people still would say like, if you wanted something done, you could be like, oh, can you pick up the barbecue on the way? They would be like, yeah, easy.
No, I would probably say yeah, that's calm.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a British thing or just something.
No,
they say.
calm is.
Calm.
And word is a real British thing.
People in the UK say word?
Yes.
I thought that was American.
No.
What? Word?
Yeah.
Yeah, word.
Yes.
No, that sounds so grim coming out my mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, word.
And calm and like ping
Calm.
and...
I always say calm, but even British people take the piss out of me for saying calm because I don't think it's like widely used.
No.
But I don't know why, but for me, instead of being like, yeah, that's okay, I'll say, yeah, that's calm.
And my cousins will say in it.
In it. No, I can't get away with in it.
Yeah.
In it. Some of my friends say in it, but they can get away with it because their accent like works
Yeah.
with the word. But for me, it just
my
sounds like I'm
housemates
trying to
say.
be someone else. Like I can't get away with in it. Word.
Yes.
So what? Like you'll say something, and
Yeah,
to
word.
agree, they'll be like,
Yeah, word.
yeah, word. What word?
Yeah. What? Yeah, I think it is an American thing that people have taken and it hasn't quite worked.
No, doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Take it back. Leave
Yeah,
it to the Americans.
give it back. We don't need it. Okay, and my last one with slang is thongs and flip-flops. This really throws me off. Like the fact that Australians call flip-flop thongs.
Because it's a G-string.
Because, yeah, for us, thongs is like the pants that have like no bottom. So it's
No,
not so
I know.
British.
I, for ages, was calling it flip-flops. And then one day they just converted to thongs.
Thongs.
The one thing that has not converted is a Hoover.
What do they call it?
Vacuum. And I will still say
Have you got
Hoover.
the vacuum? That feels very American.
Yeah.
Hoover.
Or-
They don't say Hoover.
No one says Hoover. I get bagged every time I say it. Or I would say duvet still.
They call it Manchester. I know that's bedding.
No, they call it doona. Can you pass me the doona? Not a duvet.
England in itself has so many regional accents. Like Sam and I still don't say things the same way, and he has slang from up north that I don't say down south.
But even there's so much slang compared to like you and my cousins.
Yes, and we live in literally what neighborhoods? Like,
Yes.
so close to each
Yeah.
other. Yeah, so maybe we're like, I'm talking about like generalized UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Okay, now moving on to food. I think this is going to be quite interesting. So you've got Vegemite in Australia and Marmite in the UK. Which one are we going for? Are they not the same?
I think we're going for Bovril.
Bovril.
It is so good.
Wait, are you the type that spreads
Yes.
Bovril?
In fact, I will just drink it.
Are you joking?
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like gravy, doesn't it? Or no, beef.
So it's like an oxo cube. It's so good.
Like a stock cube.
Yeah. No, but probably I don't have a preference.
I don't even like either.
They're both a very specific taste.
Very specific.
Yeah.
I don't think I mind Bovril. That's a UK thing. Tastes like beef gravy.
Yeah.
But people spread it on toast and stuff.
Yeah, that's
but I
what I
don't
mean.
know how else you're supposed to
You can
eat
put it in gravy.
But I don't mind Bovril, but I think I have to be in the mood for it. Like I wouldn't wake up and instead of having butter on toast, have Bovril. Like I need to be...
I'm going to England in 2 weeks and I am
back all the
thinking about it. I'm like, can't wait to wake up and spread it all over my toast.
I asked you this before, barbecue versus Sunday roast. Is there a difference in Australia and the UK? Like, obviously, like you said, you have a Sunday roast every Sunday. What's it like with barbecues? Is it like a weekly thing? Is it you only do it on public holidays? Or when would you have a barbecue? Or is it just every day, just whenever you want?
I feel like the barbecue lifestyle is a certain type of Australian. But I don't think many people have a Sunday roast either here.
No, I feel like especially in your summer. What do people have for Christmas dinner, a barbecue?
Yes, someone was talking to me about this the other day. It's weird because my mum cooks on Christmas, so we will have like a turkey and Brussels sprouts
Oh,
and
can't wait.
like all of that.
Yes.
And
Proper
whereas
roast.
here they will have like prawns and lots
Oh.
of seafood on Christmas.
I guess it makes sense. So it's like, what, 30 degrees outside?
Yeah, but like we've never ever like we would not have like.
No, I don't care if it's
Or
30
they
degrees.
also have this thing. It's like this cake
Oh.
called like a pavlova.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
They have that on Christmas.
So it's like a lighter meal then, Christmas dinner.
Whereas
is
we
not-
have a one of those disgusting fucking fruitcake things.
Yes, Christmas pudding.
Yes. Oh, I fucking hate them. Also, we
It's
always
horrible.
have you had like panettone?
I know what that is. Is
Yeah.
that the cake with the
Yes.
hole in the... No,
it's,
has it got
it's
a hole?
the big cake. It's like the Italian cake.
It's in a funny
It's
shape.
got like chocolate all in it.
Yes.
We always have like 50 of them on Christmas.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, I'm excited to have that. The final one I have for food, don't come for me if I say this wrong, chicken parma, palmy, I don't know, versus bangers and mash. I know which one I'm going to go for.
My little brother's favourite meal is bangers and mash.
Yeah. Bangers and mash is the best.
No, but I think I'm going to say, even I don't know what it is, palmy or parma.
No, because people like get really aggy about
know.
it, which I didn't know.
I think I would usually say parma, but like if you want to correct me to
Yeah.
palmy, that's fine.
Yeah, it's parma.
I can change depending on who I'm with. But I'm actually going to say a chicken parma.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh, God, they're so good.
They're massive.
I love, what are we calling them? Chips.
Fries.
Oh, no, what I'm getting confused with if I would say crisps.
Oh,
People
yeah.
here don't say crisps.
What do you say?
They
Chips.
say chips.
So what are chips?
No, they would call them hot chips. I know.
All right.
People say, what are crisps? I'm like, what do you mean?
Interesting.
Sure.
So you're going for chicken parma?
Yep. Lock it in.
Okay, this is the cultural bit. I just wanted to do a small section on this, just for anyone who's actually curious about Australia versus UK. In Australia, you guys are really big on your public holidays. Like we just had one for the AFL Grand Final, which is like the big football game. What is Australia Day like versus UK public holidays?
Australia Day here used to, I swear we talked about this at home, used to be like celebrated, but probably in the last 10 years, it's like no one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you still get a day off for
You
it?
get a day off, but you would never celebrate it.
I don't really know anything about it.
I don't
I'm
know.
going to seem naive. I don't know anything about it.
Because from what I know, Australia Day is the day Captain Cook either arrived and discovered Australia.
Yeah, I probably should have researched that before I
So
asked
they
you
like
that.
celebrate it and say like,
So if you celebrate it, it's seen as like
Yes.
nationalist.
also,
kind of
yeah, and it's not, it's like,
out of touch now.
yes, it's like, no, we're not doing that anymore. But the big thing they're trying to say is we should celebrate being an Australian citizen because it is really an amazing country. And
Yes.
blah, 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 but maybe not on that exact day.
Yes, and maybe with a different context
Yes,
behind us. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, and you're saying you discovered the land when there was already like the traditional owners here. And I do strongly think a day should be celebrated.
Yeah, it makes sense to celebrate the country, but I think
Look
if
how
there's
much
a bit
like
of
people, and it's funny because it's the people, it's lots of like immigrants who tend to still celebrate it because they're so
Right.
proud to be here.
yeah,
And they take a lot of pride in being an Australian citizen and being granted citizenship and everything like that. So they love to celebrate and they'll go around with all their Australian flags. And we should be proud. Like, yes, the country has a very bad history, which we shouldn't be proud of,
yes,
but also it's a really awesome country to be a part of in the ways of like our healthcare system, our education,
yeah,
we are so fortunate to be here.
yeah. We have holiday. They're not even holidays. They're just days where you celebrate the ends of World War II, or
Yeah.
this is the day when the soldiers stopped fighting, or whatever. But there isn't like an actual celebratory.
I think there's an Amsterdam Day.
Well, we have more like bank holidays, I would
Yeah.
say, but I don't think they're to celebrate anything. They're just like, no one's going out to celebrate anything. You just go out drinking all day.
Look, I'm trying to read why we don't celebrate Australia Day. It was like a debate over the appropriateness of celebrating Australia on a day when Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people began being stripped of their lands and cut from their culture.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, there's King's Day in Amsterdam, but it's a celebration annually for the King's birthday.
Oh, yeah, you might have a day for the Queen. Oh, not the Queen, the King. Oh, R.I.P. Elizabeth.
That was literally the exact same time in the exact same tone.
Did I tell you when I went to America? I'm sorry to any Americans who listen, but when I went to America and the Queen was still alive, no, sorry, she just died. They came up to me and they were like, "We're so sorry about your Queen. Like, how do you feel about it?" And we were, me and my friends and Sam were all like, "We're really gonna miss Sunday tea with her. It's really sad." And they were like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." And they were fully convinced that like everyone in the UK has tea with the Queen at some point. Because they were like, "How do they fit you all in? Like, that's amazing." I was like, oh God. This is an interesting one. We had this conversation the other day. You've got the typical laid-back Aussie versus dry British humour. Which one would we say is better?
I would 100% of the time say English humour is better.
I would say English humour is better.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's probably more my vibe. I feel like wit
Quick wit.
is really intelligent and attractive. Like, I feel like you have to be an intelligent person to have wit.
Yeah. Thanks.
Otherwise, you just can't, like...
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't, like, do it or get
Yes.
it.
I have
or-
noticed that a lot of Australian people that I've met don't really understand my humour, or don't really understand, maybe I'm just not that funny, but they just don't get the quick jokes.
No.
Or like I'll say something that's a quick comment and they'll be like, what do you mean? And you're like, oh fuck me, like it's not funny anymore now because it like moment's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have noticed it a lot. They just don't get the
No. Whereas I think that is huge English humour.
yes. And then what would you say about drinking culture?
Yeah, we were talking
Australia
about this the
versus
other day.
UK, because yeah, the other day we were saying we think the UK drinks a lot more, but Australians drink to get drunk.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't say British people don't do. Like a lot of people do drink to get drunk, but I just think alcohol is so much more involved in your daily meal. Like a lot of people have a glass of wine with dinner, or if you go to the pub for lunch, you'll have a few
Yes.
pints or a few whatever. Like,
I also think alcohol's a lot more accessible in England than it is here.
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Just to work at a pub, you have to, or with alcohol over here, you have to do your RSA.
Yeah.
Which is, what does it stand for? Responsible
Yeah.
serving of alcohol. And in the UK, you don't have to do that. I was quite shocked that you had to do that. But also, when I've been working, they will stress the RSA so much and like reduce drinks down, like one per person, or you can't serve this many milliliters anymore, and like all these things, all these restrictions that in the UK I just don't think they're as strict with.
Right here, like you can go in the supermarket in London, there's a whole row of drinks. Like,
Yes.
whereas here, it's like a special bottle shop.
Yeah, it's like America.
Yeah.
They
Or
have
like-
a whole liquor store.
You'll go to the corner store in London, there's alcohol, or a convenience store.
Yes,
whereas
I never
here,
noticed
there's
that.
not.
Yes, you have to go to a specific.
Yes. It's like
liquor
a
shop.
specific, place you go, which is disconnected from supermarket.
So yeah,
And you will be ID'd here majority of the time.
Yes. Oh my god, you really, really will.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it depends, because then in the UK you get ID'd for things like energy drinks. I don't know if you do over here, but like Sam still can't go and buy a Red Bull without them IDing him, even though he clearly doesn't look 12.
Oh, that's bizarre. But no, I would say the drinking culture here is drink to get drunk.
Yeah.
And I think people aren't as mature with their alcohol. Like, I think an English person could drink them under the table.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, I don't think that people here,
They can't hold their alcohol.
no.
Maybe I'm Australian. Okay, now we're moving on to talking about boys.
Okay.
So Australian versus UK boys. Who's got better appearance or style, Australian or UK?
I think Australian boys dress better.
So do I.
Yeah.
I think. But also you've got better weather, so like people have access to like nicer clothes. I
Yeah.
think in the UK everybody's in tracksuit and jumpers because it's just bloody cold.
I think the men here are more attractive.
Do you?
But what I think is attractive is quick wit. So then I'm going to have to go there. So
Yeah, what about approach actually? That's quite interesting. Like, do you want a boy to come up to you and be like, I think you're gorgeous?
yeah, guys don't come up here like they do in England.
Really?
Yeah.
What, you
I
think
think-
UK are
yeah.
more confident?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think? I would have
100%.
said it's a complete, I mean, I haven't had boys come up to me and be like, hey.
No, I would say it is.
But like, I would think UK boys are really shy. They're really awkward, no?
Well, I guess I'm comparing it to like, because at my age where I would be like picking up, I was in Amsterdam.
Fair.
And they were very,
I think it depends. If you're quite a confident individual
Yeah.
in the UK, then I would say, yeah, they're pretty forward. But I would say there's a lot of reserved people that will like subtly flirt with you in the UK.
Yeah.
Like they make it obvious.
yeah,
But not to the point where you're like, was he flirting with me? I don't,
yeah. Whereas
don't
here, I
know.
don't think they would come over.
Really? I would have thought they'd be so almost like cocky, coming over, being like, I'm going to take you out or whatever. Is that not a
I don't
thing?
know if it just doesn't happen to me. But I would say a girl makes the first move.
Girl has all the power.
Yeah, which I'm not mad about.
Yeah.
Some girls like, why don't they come over? And I'm like, what, are you looking at your phone? Like, does
go
anyone
over.
Yeah, I'm like, you go over.
Yeah.
Following on, I feel like there's way more of a one night stand culture here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I
would
think
have thought
girls
in the
expect
UK.
to be bought a drink at least in England before they sleep with someone, whereas here I don't think.
Yes, to be fair, I
Yeah.
would say girls in the UK will go get their free drinks and then
Yes.
either sleep with you
Yes.
or they'll be like, okay, bye,
Yes.
you got my free drink.
Or I think they would like go out for dinner with them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like 8 dates in, but I'm
Yes.
saying there is a level of like, you can buy me a drink or take me out for dinner.
Yeah. We have a bit more class.
Yeah.
No, joking.
Sorry. Whereas I think here, the girls and the guys expect that it's just like, hey,
Quick fuck.
Yeah.
Bye.
never talk again.
What about lifestyles and hobbies with boys? UK boys versus Australian. What do you think about hobbies? I think they'd be quite different, no? Because Australia, you've got like surfing.
Yeah,
you've
I
got
think
the
boys are quite
beach.
sporty here, but then I'm in London, there's not that much to do, so I also think boys are quite sporty.
The UK is massive on sport,
Yeah,
like
like, I think-
football and
yes.
rugby and everything.
Yeah.
Do people do that over here? Like, is AFL a thing? Because
Yeah.
like in the UK, as a young boy, as a young boy, you might go into like the academy for football or go to an academy for rugby, and then eventually get to a point where you're like, actually, I'm not going to take this pro, or actually, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to go for it. Do people do that
Yeah.
for AFL and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, if you meet a guy, is he most likely been to an academy or joined a club
Yeah.
for AFL?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about rugby and stuff? Or is that not?
No, not as much rugby, but I'd say like most boys have played AFL in school. I mean, not AFL, football, whatever the fuck we want to call it. in footy in
Yeah.
school.
And is the stereotype true everyone surfs? Or is that just not a thing?
No, not Melbourne boys, but like down mum and dad's way, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone. And I would say there's more, you get paid really well here if you're a tradesman.
Yes.
So lots of boys are tradesmen and like active in that way.
Yeah. I've got 3 dilemmas I want to read out. They're on my laptop, so bear with me.
Let's do this.
I've been seeing this Aussie guy for about 6 months, and while I really like him, there's one issue that's starting to bug me. He's always making plans last minute. He'll text me at 6 p.m. asking if I want to do something that night without much notice. I love being spontaneous, but it's getting to the point where I feel like I'm never a priority because he never plans ahead. It's not that he doesn't care, he's always fun and attentive when we're together, but I'm starting to wonder if this is just how he is or if he's just not serious about our relationship. I don't want to seem too demanding, but I'm getting frustrated. How should I bring this up without making him feel pressured, but also make sure I'm not stuck in this last minute cycle? I mean, girl.
I would say she needs to be a bit less available.
Yeah.
When he says at 6 p.m, what are you doing? Busy. Sorry, you messaged me too late.
Yeah.
Like if you want to book in, I'll send you my calendar.
Yes, that's so true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you my calendar.
But like, sorry, I'm not.
Book in,
Yeah,
sweetie. Book in for
On
a
the
call.
16th, I might be around at 3 p.m. Like she's too like.
Yes, that's
there.
so true.
Like
Make yourself less available.
Yeah, why are you waiting at 6 p.m? Why are you
Yeah,
available
because
at
also
6
then
p.m?
it does make you look like you're always available.
Yeah, you're
like
not
what are
doing
you?
anything.
And that's probably
your
why
own
you're.
life.
Yeah, that's probably why you're focusing on it so
Yeah.
much because it's like I've got nothing
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Whereas if you had plans already at 6 p.m, you'd be like,
Sorry, missed your chance. Bye.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk to
and
you.
then I guess she could be like, I might be around on Thursday.
Yeah, but then what if he's like, because it says he's always last minute. What if he's like, oh, I'll let you know. I'll see.
Well, then you just keep being busy, don't you? You just be like,
Yeah, and then
"Oh."
it sort of takes its course, doesn't
And
it?
then if he's interested, he'll get it together, and if he's not, then he'll keep
Says it
falling
all.
short. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even have a conversation about this. I was going
No.
to say have a conversation, but like you said, just
Get busy.
actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Like, just stay busy. And then even if you're not busy, just say you are.
Yeah, no.
And
If you are
just-
sitting at home doing fuck all, I'd be
Yeah.
like, sorry.
Really
dinner
big
tonight."
night. Big night plan. I've got my stuffed teddies.
Yeah.
I've got friends on the TV. Bowl of popcorn.
Sorry, I'm
I'm not-
inundated.
I'm not available.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, next one. I've been dating my Australian boyfriend for a few months and I've noticed that he's super friendly with everyone. Now, being social isn't the issue. I love that he's kind to everyone and always the life of the party. But recently, I've been starting to feel a bit uncomfortable with how close he gets to some of his female friends. Nothing outright inappropriate, but lots of inside jokes, a bit of playful touching, and messaging back and forth a lot. I trust him, but I can't help but feel like some boundaries need to be set. Yes. I'm torn because I don't want to come across as jealous or controlling, especially since our relationship is still fairly new. Do I address this with him or am I overthinking it? Part of me is like, have that fucking conversation and be like, what are you playing at? Like, what's going on? Are you dating me or are you dating her?
I think the fact that you're messaging. Why are you messaging?
But touchy-feely. Depends what touchy-feely means. If you're hugging her,
Why are you talking
Like,
on
if
the
he
phone
makes-
after you're out of hours?
but if he
Like,
makes a joke and then she's going, oh my God, you're so fun. Sorry, the fuck? I'm sitting right here. Be less obvious, please. This is embarrassing. I don't think I'd be okay with
I
that.
don't even know what I would do. I think I would just go start doing it the other way to him. And
No,
if he
you
said
need to.
anything-
She's asking, do I address this with him or am I overthinking it? I don't think you're overthinking it at all.
No, I think you address it.
At all. I think you address it. I think the calmer you are, the more it aggravates boys because they're looking for that reaction to like defend themselves and be like, yeah, but it was just this, it was just this. And if you're like, yeah, that's fine, but this is the problem, then they're like,
But what are you even supposed to say? I don't know if I would just like.
just bring it up and just
I think I would just dip. I would just like.
bye.
Yeah, I'd just be like.
Yeah, because I guess also the other half of me is like, you can't force him to not be that way.
No.
He's clearly comfortable enough doing that
Yes,
whilst also
you're
seeing
there.
someone. And
I
that's
would
just
just
a
be
bit-
like, if you want it, go get it. Like.
yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you not to just so when I'm not here you do it anyway.
Yes.
Like-
so true. And then you don't also,
Also, it's not
want
your job to teach someone that that's wrong.
Yes, but
Like,
you
you
also
get it or
don't
you
want to. You don't want, like you said, you don't want to be then constantly worried about it. Like, oh, he's
Yes.
going out with them. Oh, she's going.
Yeah.
Oh, they're probably going to be
last
like
time they were
this.
messaging.
Yeah.
I would just be like, I wouldn't do that to you, so I'm not gonna have it.
Maybe it's a case of addressing it once and just being like, just so you know, I don't feel that comfortable with this.
Yeah.
See how it gets on if you really like this person. And then, like you said, afterwards just dip and be like, do you know what? Clearly this isn't working and like, I'm not here for it.
Or just like, how would you feel if I was doing it to you? If I had a whole bunch of guys I was messaging in my phone.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the texting thing's quite weird.
Yeah, no.
What are you talking about? Okay, this is about an English guy.
Oh,
Yeah. So I've been dating this English guy for a while and everything's been fine on the surface. He's charming, we have great conversations and he's always respectful. But here's the catch. I feel like he's emotionally unavailable. Whenever we talk about anything deeper, like our feelings or where the relationship is going, he shuts down or changes the subject. It's starting to drive me crazy because I'm not sure if he's just not into me or if he's the kind of guy who finds it hard to open up. I don't want to push him, but I'm also tired of feeling like we're stuck in this emotionally shallow place. Should I wait it out and see if he'll eventually open up? Or should I call it and move on before I get too invested? What's wrong with all these men? Just like what? All these girls think they're being controlling. What the fuck?
I think sometimes people think people are more interesting than what they are. You know, so people think there's like a deeper thing.
Maybe
and it's
he's
like,
just not that deep.
Tell me about you, but maybe he's just got nothing to say because there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
And you're like,
or maybe there's too much that you're like, whoa, don't want to take that on. Jesus.
Yeah.
Should I wait it out and see if he'll eventually open up? I don't think it really sounds like he's going to open up. Also, those conversations should just come naturally, like to the point where you feel.
Tell me about your feelings.
Tell me about your deepest traumas. It's like, oh my God. I think it should just come naturally. Like it might be a late night and you've like watched a film together and you feel comfortable, safe. You might start talking about stuff, but I don't think it needs to be this like, tell me about yourself. Tell me all the deep things. I think if it doesn't come naturally, it doesn't.
I was going to say something else though. Oh, I read this book called Attached. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's like about people's attachment styles. And there's like avoidant, anxious, and in the middle.
Do you know which one you are?
I think I'm avoidant.
I think I used to be anxious, but I think I'm a lot more...
I told myself I was secure. That's the middle one.
Yeah, but I would say I've moved into a bit more anxious secure, I would say. But I used to be proper anxious, which is really not very healthy. So.
I think it depends on who you're with. But some people are just avoidant. Some people like don't like having these conversations and they don't. They're like, oh, nah.
But then how do you open them up? Or you just can't.
And then you're not going to get another level of
and it's not really like, you can't really do like an ultimatum where it's like, either you open up or I leave. Yeah. It's like, well, that's
But also maybe he's actually just got nothing interesting.
Yeah, maybe he's not that interesting.
Maybe he's just not interesting. Maybe you're wanting him to ask you how deep you are. Like how...
Yeah. And you don't even have to be like traumatic things. Just like, oh, this is how I feel about certain topics or this is how I perceive certain things. I don't know.
Yeah. They're just like, but there must be a boring person because are you passionate about anything?
Yes, that's the thing. No passions about anything.
Yes. Do you have an opinion enough to get angry about?
Yes.
Then you're just like a boring person.
Yes.
Like
100%.
I think they're just not your person. Because they'll go and meet someone else who's the exact same and they'll just live in baseline cruise control.
Yeah,
like
miscommunication.
Yeah, it's like,
great.
Some people are just too intellectual and in touch with their emotions that they want that. But some people are just...
Yeah, that's actually so true as well. That's probably a good point to make. Like, maybe you're just more emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
And you're more in touch with your emotions.
And you expect everyone else to be. But in reality, most people aren't.
No. And it's not your job to teach them how to
bad match.
Bad match.
Next.
So what are we saying? Call it?
We're saying
I would say call
next.
It. Yeah. We're saying thank you next. Overall verdict, Australia or UK? Do we have to pick one? I'm gone. Yeah, I wrote this, but I'm like, oh, that's a bit sad.
I really don't know.
I feel like I'd have to say UK, but only because I've not been in Australia that long. Like, I can't say I've experienced all this stuff that we've spoken about. Like, I've only seen tiny snippets of it.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You're like proper half and half.
I'm proper half and half.
Oh my God.
I'm bang down the middle.
Bang down the middle. Okay, well, thank you for coming on. This has been fun.
You're welcome.
Comparing Australia or UK.
I hope we didn't offend anyone.
Yeah. Oh God.
Or make Australia out too bogan, but...
But comment what you guys think or send in what you guys think, Australia or UK. And obviously send in your dilemmas. It will all be in the description. Thank you again, Grace, for coming on. If you haven't watched episode 4, which is the first one that we did together, we talked about young crushes. We talked about moving to different countries, all of that stuff. So go and give that a watch or listen. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
So I did it.